As a young child, baby, I used to do that, believe it or not, because today we're talking about gaining respect as a quiet person. Believe it or not, in the research, Chinese students that have been in the US and done college and school there have been a lot more meeker than their US students. So what is it about being a quiet person and gaining respect? Well, it means first off, when you're a quiet person, that you can earn respect from others, even though you're a quiet individual. So if you have confidence in what you do, you're going to get respect in some way, in many ways, in fact, because what people love is that if a person is quietly confident. One of the differences between confidence and arrogance is that a lot of the time with arrogance, people who are arrogant can be quite in your face. They can be talking a lot. They can be exaggerating. They can be blowing up their own ego. They can be inflating their ego. They can be believing everything they hear, read, and is said about themselves. And they can share it back to others. Now, there is a difference between that and confidence. It's okay to share things if indeed in other aspects of your life you're quiet, two different words, but meaning different things. Because if you have confidence, you can do that and still be a respected person. Here's the thing, quietness and confidence can be interrelated. In fact, if you're doing something and you're spending time at it and concentrating and focusing on it, you truly need to have that quietness. If a person is talking about something all of the time, unless it's them talking about talking because they're a professional speaker or something, well then why are they talking so much? And why are they so loud and overt? If you are a very good active listener, congratulations. Your quiet ways can work to your advantage by allowing you to be more attentive to people's needs and appreciate who's genuinely speaking the most things that require to be listened to and put out there. Because we live in a world of noise. And the reality is, since the advent of the internet, unfortunately, and then social media, we've got a lot of junk out there. I've created junk myself, I will admit, hands up. However, my indication, or more so my ambition, was not to create noise, was not to be the loudest in the room, more so to share my specific interests and my expertise. Knowing though that others out there would be listening, would be actively quieter and all of that, I respected that. Why? Because I knew that people like perhaps you are wanting to have somebody to look at. There's entertainment. There's also education. If you can mix a bit of both, bingo. But active listening is a wonderful thing. And if you have that, there's enough people out there in the world that are smart enough to notice that, and they will respect you because of it. Ideally, if we're all going to speak a lot, we have to listen a lot more, because this is a life of learning. No matter what you're doing, you have to make sure that you're continuing to improve, and that's why we need to listen. So I respect that in you. Thoughtfulness is another thing. Use your quieter demeanor, if you are that type, to your advantage by taking the time to think before you speak. Even that little pause. I have a friend who's very thoughtful in his words. And when you're on the telephone with him, you speak and you stop, because of course you can't see somebody on the telephone. And then ideally the next person speaks, they finish, and you speak. Now I will, again, hands up, admit to the fact that I often get it wrong and I speak before my turn, that other person. But this guy, when I speak and finish, he stops and waits. And I'm kind of almost at the point of, is he still on? And I'm like checking my phone out. And then he goes, yes, I see. And responds. So he's being thoughtful the whole way through. He's definitely intentful listening. And when you do share your thoughts, they are more likely, whilst you're being a thoughtful person, to be considered. So if you only say a sentence, the weight of, say, one hour of conversation in a group and one sentence given by one person means that that's what they stand for. That one thing. They don't have 5, 10 different things. They're not going off on tangents. They're not split on their opinion. they know exactly what they want. If you choose your words wisely then when you do speak, making your words count, this makes you avoid unnecessary filtering and trying to consider meaningful insights or contribute them. Just do as you say and say as you do. Pop in things, but be confident when you do say that. Because if you give the correct emphasis to what is being said or the topic of the conversation, that will be heard. It will be listened to. It will be focused on. Now, if you're a quiet person who has some form of authority in the group, there is no problem because you already have that badge of authority. By listening, people are thinking, what are they thinking? What are they wondering? What is it that they're going to come out with? They're waiting with bated breath for that. And that's where leading by example, even if you don't have the authority in the group, is coming from you. Because if you're not saying anything, you're not doing anything wrong. So you're displaying all the attributes of listening, of thinking, of being calm, of being serene, and yet you still have the power to interject or to come out with something fantastic. If you interject, for example, the great thing about it is you've been quiet for so long, so maybe you've missed your turn. You've given, that means, your time and turn to somebody else. In fact, there's probably somebody else in the group that has taken so much more time because they're looking at you and they're going, you're a quiet person, so I can speak more. I can give of my opinions more. I'm more important. But others in the group will notice that and they'll go, I'm sick of this voice. Yeah, I get their gist. In fact, it's a little bit mixed up, it's contrived, or there's a lot going on there. I just want to cut right through the middle, right down the middle, and find out exactly what's going on here. What is the opinion of each and every member? Let's be diplomatic and democratic about it and get each member's opinion and put the best idea into place. And that's where you can come in with short, sharp deliveries. If you're reliable and consistent and you deliver things with full commitment and you do one thing according to your words, people will remember that. That's where this huge groundswell of respect comes from. That's where people will go, I like this guy, I like this person. They are solid. If they're solid, they realize all the noise out there is worth nothing compared to reliability of this person, and that can be you. Then, if you have empathy and understanding, you're putting yourself in the shoes of others. Your quietness is seen as a gentle strength. With that, people will respect it. Everybody at some time or another will be in a point of fix or they need some help, and that's where you can come in. You're the strong silent type. Share expertise. If you have it, you can keep it at any time in your pocket and you can take it out quietly. But if they know that you have the expertise, you don't have to go blabbering all about it all of the time in the group. At the end of the day, if they want it, they know you're there. And so you can be quieter, and that's respectful. Be humble. Humility is totally and utterly required in this world. It's admired and respected. It is linked in with respect. But yet, so many people don't have it. But if you continue with doing all of these things and you stand up for your beliefs, even if you're clear and concise, people will respect that. If you are calm with your delivery and still and all willing to collaborate with others, being a team member, trying to see things from others' points of view and genuinely, even if you don't agree with them, helping them out and trying to be more human and networking with intentionality, you're thinking about the structure of the group, the people, the friendships that can be made outside of this, and not just with the topic or what you have at hand to discuss or to move or change or take action with. And look at the bigger picture. Doing all of these things allows you to be respected. So, hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you have, if you got this far, shown respect to me. So I'm very happy with you. If you want more, please do go ahead and watch more.